The men's 200 meter semifinals at the World Championships are over, and let me tell you, this one did not disappoint. Coming out of the heats, there were some very interesting plot lines. For the most part, we really wanted to get an idea of who was going to not just be on the podium, but potentially be at the top. And because Bryan Levell was the #1 time qualifier coming out of the first heat, 1984, and he made it look easy, depending on how you feel about it. Some people thought he made it look very easy to, leapfrog over Noah Lyles, Kenny Bednarek, and Letsile Tebogo, who were clearly the favorites. Well, that was then, and this is now. This story is not just getting interesting. This is box office TV. If you actually like track and field, you should have watched it live. But if you didn't, that's what you have me for. So I'm going to just go all the way to the beginning of the story when the first semifinal goes and walk you through it. Because now, when you give your projections for what's going to happen on the podium, we have a whole lot of information to go off of that should give you confidence now about what's really going to go down. But hey, we still have to go and run the races. The first semifinal, as far as I'm concerned, was the most vanilla. No disrespect, no shade, just being honest. Because Kenny Bednarek was there, and when I looked at the lineup, I was like, there ain't nobody here who can run with him. And I wasn't wrong. The gun goes off, and Kenny Bednarek does what he does. Behind him is Alex Ogando. That's what I predicted. Because Alex Ogando is, generally speaking, always going to make it to some type of a world championship or Olympic final. Like over the last few years, that's what he does. So Kenny goes 19.9, I think 19.89 or something like that. Ogando also breaks 20, 19.9 high. Behind them is Maka Sharamba, 20.03 for Zimbabwe. He's important because he was in the Olympic final last year. And Wade Van Niekerk, world record holder in the 400 meter dash. He ran 20.12. Going into heat 2, well, semifinal 2, this one was loaded. So now we already have times on the board, and we know the top 2 people are automatically going to go to the final. So the time qualifiers actually matter. In this one, we were now given Bryan Levell of Jamaica. For some people, hey, I did a poll on the channel, he is now the front runner. But you didn't just have him. You had Letsile Tebogo of Botswana, Olympic gold medalist. Hey, that's on the board. Then, remember, it doesn't stop here. We also got Gout Gout, the Australian sensation, the phenom. Is he going to make the final? Will it happen? And he also had to run with Courtney Lindsay, who's broken the 20-second barrier multiple times this season and looked pretty good during his first heat as well. When that gun goes off, Bryan Levell made it clear that he was not to be messed with. He comes off the turn clearly in front, and Letsile Tebogo did try to turn on the jets, like speed, endurance, all of that, his training, it kicked in. And he does start to close a little bit. But when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. Bryan Levell runs, for the most part, a comfortable race to 19.78. Slows up a little bit at the line. As far as I'm concerned, because people like to talk about that part, I don't think it makes that much difference on the time. I say not that much. I mean, it's a little bit of momentum that you're giving back. But if you understand that he's already moving at 20 plus miles per hour, it's not going to change the time that much. But regardless, 19.78 was the fastest time qualifier we had seen at this point. Behind him was clearly Letsile Tebogo, also under 20. And then you look for third and fourth. They were distantly off. When I say distantly, I mean distantly. We got Courtney Lindsay and Gout Gout. Both of them were slower than 20.3. So essentially they took a step back from their first heat to their second heat. On time, we already knew they were eliminated. So we will not see the teenage sensation in the final. That's done, and we still got another heat to go. Likewise, Courtney Lindsay is eliminated. So that's one American down. We already lost Robert Gregory in the first round, and now you lost Courtney Lindsay in the second. So best case scenario, you're getting Kenny and Noah in the final. Which brings me now to semifinal 3, because Noah Lyles was in that race. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, and if you really want to know what's going on with the fastest athletes in the world, then you are in the right place. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. When he steps to the line, the real question when you look at the lineup, because Darnell Hughes is there, along with Carly Makarawu, who runs for Zimbabwe. These are the people who I thought likely had a shot to get out of this round, along with Noah. But apparently Noah Lyles saw that 19.78 from Bryan Levell, and he wanted to make a statement. So when the gun goes off, I watched him through the turn, and he didn't just run it, he demolishes it. Now, visually, it looks similar to what Bryan Levell did, but something looked a little bit different because Noah kept running. He kept on running. So now he's clear ahead of the field, and he knows it, and he's running confidently. And when he gets to the line, he throws his hands up, and the clock says 19.51 seconds. Now, he didn't slow up in the last 5 meters. However, the statement has been made, because 19.51 is obviously a brand new world lead this year. Very few men in the world have ever gone that fast. I'm not just talking about right now. I mean in history. Noah Lyles is one of them. And behind him, because hey, somebody had to be in second, with Darnell Hughes. He holds on for 19.95. From that point, when I say hold on, I look for who else was, what else happened on the leaderboard, because we still got to figure out these time qualifiers. Carly Makarawu thought that he was eliminated. He was in the Olympic final last year. He thought the World Championships was dead because he ended up getting 4th in the heat, but he still broke 20. So who's in 3rd? And Dembele of South Africa is that man, who I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't see that coming. So now that we have this all on the board, we know that if you go back to the time qualifiers from the first heat, both of y'all are eliminated. And now we have our final. So the real question is, what does all of this mean? Because when it comes to the podium, because I think that's now the discussion, we know who's in the final. Who's gonna be there? And after everything we just witnessed, I've gotta start this off this way. Noah Lyles and Bryan Levell. Because we've been calling Kenny Bednarek the Silver Surfer for a long time. And I know that there are a bunch of Letsile Tebogo fans, and I respect it, because he does have an Olympic gold medal. But if Noah Lyles is going to run 19.51, let's just assume that he's going to match that in the final. Good luck out there. Because thus far, almost nobody can run that. And he's showing that form right now. I don't think that if this version of Noah Lyles is coming off of a turn ahead of Letsile Tebogo and Kenny Bednarek, I'll get to Bryan Levell in a moment. I don't think they're coming to get him. So with that in mind, it is now Noah Lyles versus Bryan Levell in a race for the gold. I didn't think that I'd be saying that coming into this race, but coming out of it, it is what it is. Because Noah Lyles has made it clear what he's capable of. When I saw the clock, I almost thought it was too fast to be true. But then again, he wanted to make a statement, and message received. Bryan Levell, however, has also shown us that he plans on coming off that turn and making it look incredibly interesting. Can he run 19.4? Can he run 19.5 low? I mean, he's never done it yet, but I'm pretty sure the talent is in there. So he's going to have to give the best race of his life, clearly, in this World Championship final. The thing is, Noah Lyles is the only man, including Letsile Tebogo and Kenny Bednarek, who doesn't have to run the race of his life to win this final. That is why I put him in a different class. The reason why I moved Bryan Levell up as far as, what I think could happen, because with him, I see a boom or bust potential. I think he's either A, going to boom and get right up there near the gold, maybe get silver, or he misses the podium. That's kind of how I see it, because he's going to have to swing for the fences. He's going to have to run that turn harder than he's ever run it, and then he's going to have to hold on. I don't doubt that Letsile Tebogo and Kenny Bednarek will hold it together in the back part of the race. We've seen them do it in World Championship level finals multiple times. Everybody else in the final, however, these guys, y'all are just running for placement. You're not running for a podium spot. Newsflash, and I'm pretty sure they kind of knew that part as well. I mean, I said what I said, and I'm not taking it back. They can prove me wrong, because Dembele did it by qualifying into the final when I wasn't checking for him. Because it's not like he didn't beat randoms. He had to take out Andre DeGrasse, Jerome Blake, who was running real well headed up into the World Championships. Real talented athletes got left before, who didn't qualify through. But in the sport of track and field, if you don't make the final, it's almost like you weren't there. Because that's the race that most people are going to see. They don't even register that we had to qualify through to that point. And when you're in that final, if you're not in first place in the eyes of a casual track fan, notice I said that part. it's almost like you might as well be in last. Yes, we do have a podium to commemorate the first and second losers. But other than that, the rest of this is a consolation prize. Noah Lyles is not interested in a consolation prize, and the pace is going to be the pace. And now we know that pace will likely be 19.4 something. So of course we still have to run the final race, and we don't know for certain what's actually going to happen. But every competitor in the men's 200 meter final, not named Noah Lyles, is aware that going into tomorrow, they're likely going to have to do something that they have never done. Otherwise, we know exactly who will win the gold medal. Again, the sport of track and field is not just about running fast. It is about doing it over and over and over again. Because whenever you step to the line, your reputation is on the line as well. With the Wake Up, Run Fast, and Repeat shirt, you can make it clear that running faster than the competition is a habit. Get yours at searecruiting.com/shop or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.